Ever wondered how it feels to drive a truck? But remember, it's not driving, it's trucking, because today's game is American Truck Simulator. And we're taking a look at the unfolding of events between level 19 and 20. It starts by picking a job, and like always, after trying all the subcategories, we use price per distance. We take a job that is in Nevada and still pays good money. Since we are in Las Vegas at the moment and our freight is in Prim, we are going to travel there to pick up the chemicals. Since we aren't at the pickup point, our in-game GPS is going to lead the way. We are going to fast forward some parts of the video in order to save up some time, because I would like to show you many things. Especially I would like to finish this trip. Let's see if I get to this point. I'm eager to finish it because the game has been rescaled recently from 135 to 120. This means that 1 mile driven in-game represents 20 miles in the real world. And it takes really a long time to finish a trip that is around 500 miles long. While traveling, let's take a look at the graphics. There is a third-person view. We're just going to stay for a few seconds and then we'll get back to the first-person view so you can see how beautiful this game looks like sometimes. I remember driving this part here. I was captivated by the sun. I could not stop looking through the windshield and admiring everything that was happening at the moment. We should take into consideration that I'm running this game on DX9 Ultra settings. It supports DX11 but only for the Oculus Rift, but still it looks beautiful, at least in my opinion. We started this track here from a truck stop. It was early morning. Everything was happening. We did not make any mistakes. We were in this game. And while I watched how the beams went through the trees and the branches, I remember having the idea to include this footage, and I'm happy I did. And we are back on track. Like you saw there, the game has its moments which can make you forget that you are driving a Peterbilt 389. I chose not to show any footage of the customization of your truck. Even though it's something beautiful to see and experience, I recommend you experience it for yourself, because it's really nice to see how customizable the trucks are. Especially if you take into account that the game is receiving constant updates. The truck we are currently driving is a Peterbilt 389. You will, however, be reminded of that when you get into situations like this one here. It is not a piece of cake to stop the truck once it starts moving. Driving through towns is a different kind of a story because it's always a stop and go. No matter how hard you try, there's always the next traffic light or speed limit or just the AI traffic that is forcing you to go slower. But sometimes you are just wishing that all cars in game could fly like this one. So making mistakes is natural in the game, but here comes the important part. If you stop caring after a couple of thousand of miles driven, then what's the point in playing the game? And this is the aim of the video, to show you how and why you lost the motivation to continue the game. Yourself, on the other hand, should always keep an eye on the speed limit indicator, because the police is not missing anything in this game. Small things like these will keep you immersed in the game, and you will have this feeling, especially in the first few levels, when you are just starting to play a new career. And there are more of them. The reason we did not pay attention here is because we tried to show you what happens if you have a major accident in-game. There's no visible damage on your chassis. It's shiny as ever, but the damage is done. Nevertheless, even though it isn't visible, you will notice it. Quick reminder, go slow. There are a few tips we can give, like after a while you should start driving in the first person view, because it becomes easier the longer you use it. And still, never feel too comfortable, because sometimes the AI will test your skills. Among the good things in the game is the fact that it gives you the feeling you are really driving, and you will feel this especially at a crossing, when you start looking left and right like you would in a real car in this situation. The following part shows us tanking gas. All we got to do is turning off our engine and holding enter until it's full. The money is reduced automatically. The next step is the coupling of the trailer. The sound already shows our damage. So we take the correct trailer and we pick our destination. This is fairly simple. You can see it in a fast pace here. Just go back to the trailer and hit T. It takes a few seconds until the trailer is coupled and you are good to go. After the coupling, we can start our journey from Prim to Elko. We can already hear the noise of our damaged engine, and it's going to get worse. But in my opinion, this adds to the immersion. Let's get back to the first person view, because we got used to it. In this following flashback, you can see for yourself how the AI behaves sometimes. Never underestimate the AI, because it can ruin your day pretty fast. There are many more occasions which I could add here in order to show how my profit was reduced because of the AI. But this is another story. Let's continue here with our trip. We are now on the way to Elko to deliver our freight. Sometimes you can see other trucks trying to take you over, and this is how it can go. Lucky for us, our engine came back to life and we managed to get the upper hand this time. Still, try to remember this white Peterbilt 389. one thing I would like to add regarding the game is that it has 3 states since the last update, consisting of California, Nevada, and the latest addition, which is Arizona, with 15 new towns. Driving through the Grand Canyon was something we needed because seeing mostly bushes was not fun at all. There are other plants in the game, but fact is that the bush is everywhere in ATS. Here is our white Peterbilt again. This time our engine is letting us down, and we are being left behind. If you repair your truck after every minor accident, this is something you will miss. Still, it was interesting to see this happening. We did try to catch up and return the favor, but our GPS had other plans for us. Being focused on the Peterbilt, we almost missed our exit and crashed into the invisible wall. This is something we are going to see again. While we are getting through here, let's make up for the lost race by taking a look at this short video. In this one you can see AI trucks going slower uphill, forcing us to take them over because we are too fast to stop. From now on we stay on Route 93. This is a nice road to drive fast and enjoy the landscape. You have already seen that we do not drive by the rules all the time. The reason is lying ahead. Being so close to level 20 and knowing that there is nothing else to achieve gave us enough time to pay attention to other details in ATS. So we picked this one out. Take a look. No, it is not the bush. That would be too easy. Follow us a little bit further down the road, and there it is. A rusty old truck. You will see how this rusty old truck leads to 100% damage of our own Peterbilt. That is not all, but more of that later on. There is something else I should mention as well. When you start the game, you do not own a truck, but have to use the one that comes with your contract in order to make some money. This is good because it gives you the opportunity to practice driving a little bit. Later on, you can borrow money from the bank and buy the truck your level allows. This is an interesting part in the game because it gives you motivation to drive on. After you get the loan, you will repay it on a daily basis. There are some flying airplanes from time to time because flying cars get boring. To the right we can see some kind of satellite array, which is a nice addition indeed. We pass Alley and have another 350 miles to our destination. If you want to hit the pedal to the metal, this is your route. A little bit sad to say is that the police is not really doing anything else besides writing tickets. Harsher penalties, where we could lose our license, would be a welcome addition to the game. Being pulled over after driving too fast and losing time as a consequence is another thing SCS could add. Did you see that? There was a rusty truck again. This must be a different one. It can't be the same rusty truck we already saw. In a game where the player looks to the sides of the road for hours, they would not put in the same item. Would they? No. Let's not think about this because it could destroy the immersion of us being a trucker in a trucking simulator. Surely they have used another rusty truck design because there are so many possibilities in a truck game. We drive on and hope that it was a different one. Here is an example for the quality of our in-game GPS. It is leading us through alley, forcing us to drive slower instead of going around it. But making mistakes is just human because, remember, We did not pass Ellie earlier, but a small town called Tenopa. I hope I got this right. Let us continue. Route 93 is pretty nice to drive and you will enjoy it. Let me add something regarding the multiplayer. It is a different experience to play World of Trucks multiplayer. The rules are a joke over there. We drove by the book, at least we tried it. We really did. It was amazing to drive a truck and meet other truckers. This is the issue with the multiplayer. The other truckers, some of them, still feel that ATS is GTA 5. Those of you that played World of Trucks know what I mean. For everyone else, just type ATS multiplayer in YouTube and enjoy. Look at that. We are about to receive our first ticket on Route 93. Sometimes the police is waiting immediately after the speed limit sign and leaves you no time to react properly. Still, this is our mistake. We're getting to the traffic light and I will take the opportunity to mention this small difference. In ETS 2 you were fined if you turned right at a red traffic light, but here in ATS you can turn right even if it is red. We like the difference. One other thing regarding your driving style you should know is that your co-insurance, that is the amount your insurance pays when you repair your truck after an accident, goes up or down depending on how safe you drive. This means that if you tend to receive tickets and crash into things, you will end up paying for all the repairs. We are nearing the end, and with it the moment where we were thrown out of the imaginative truck seat and experienced the one thing a game should never force a player to meet: reality. Believe it or not, there is the third rusty truck in less than 400 miles. The immersion is lost. I'm thirsty. Why didn't they change this? Did I feed my cat? Maybe this is just in this part of the game. What time is it? Oh no, no, brake, hit the brake, hit the brake! We were already not paying attention when we saw the third rusty truck. Even if we were not damaged, I really do not think that the brakes could have stopped us. This is the invisible wall I mentioned earlier, by the way. At this point our truck is officially qualified to become the fourth rusty truck in ATS. Having a 100% damaged truck is going to cost a lot, you might think. But take a look. It is just $6,680 to repair it. That is not all. Since we damaged our trailer as well, we are surely going to pay a fine, you might think. No, it's not. It is writing a minus 117,000 fine in the report, but our account stays the same. We're going to end our video here, and our last footage shows the big brother of the bush called the Iron Hedge. Thank you for watching and hope to see you around when we look for the fun in another game. Like if you want, comment if you have something to say, subscribe if you care.